All right, guys, welcome back to another one. Solana keeps on ripping, and unless you've been living under a rock, you are probably well aware of these meme coins that have broken all kinds of records. One so insane that I told you guys about last time, Boom. Now, I'm going to explain to you if this fad is going to keep going or if it's going to stop, if you should be looking at these to put your money into it or you better not. Also, guys, at the end, I have some important announcements to make as well that you're going to definitely appreciate. A lot of you guys have been asking for this. And of course, a couple projects that I think are underrated at the moment in the two of the three most bullish narratives right now. All right, guys, if you are excited, like I am at 5:45 in the morning to make a video, bull market, oh my God. Do me a favor, if you appreciate me, stay it up, making this content for you guys, destroy that like button for me, share this with your friends, it would mean a lot to me, it's all I ask for, it costs you nothing. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you do that because this is packed with alpha, maybe the most alpha packed channel in the entire space. All right, so before we get into all the excitement, let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart. And you can see over here also my trades, like some up, some down. ETH is killing me right now, but it's okay. There's some speculation about ETH ETF coming up, so I'm hoping that revives me. But the Solana trade up amazingly. Tau, of course, the AI play, Injective, it's doing okay. AGIX, again, the AI conference is coming up, and Bitcoin, I entered that a long time ago. So all good there. And so what happened here, guys? I mean, over the weekend on Sunday, we had, a nice pump. And we got a sell-off. And then today, well, it's the morning, right? Well, actually, it starts Tuesday morning. So Monday, got another sell-off right when the markets opened and having a little bit of a recovery right now. But it's kind of sideways. And this is pretty normal for a pre-halving kind of correction. Now, there's some speculation that if we follow historical times and we're going to go 38% drop, I think there's no way that's happening right now. There's too much froth in the mouth of everyone to buy it. Like if it dips down too much more, and also it's not a good look for the ETF providers, right? I don't think that they will let it happen. So anyway, I feel pretty comfortable here that we're going to go sideways maybe for a little bit. Maybe we go sideways this week. Maybe we skyrocket tomorrow. I don't know. But the 69, the all-time high mark, I thought we were totally past that and totally clear. Obviously not. So we're going to be battling with that maybe for a little while. In the interim, chopping sideways, probably best to be careful with leverage. Go low leverage if you're going to use leverage. If you are going to use it, you can use my affiliate link down in the description below for Bybits. I will be getting some other exchanges on board as well. And also, guys, I'll show you in a little bit an example of why the VIP group that I have is so valuable. And it's free to join. The instructions on how to do that are in the description below. So let's get into it. Real quick, we'll touch on Bitcoin, and then we'll go into mania, absolute mania. So on the 15th, long story short, 2,900 Bitcoin inflow, while only 900 were minted. You can see that these are getting eaten up at massive rates, much more than they can be produced, which supply and demand, like it's going up, right? Like there's one way it can go up. Again, and then today, as in Monday, there was 240 million outflow from Grayscale, so pretty heavy. And on Friday, there was 139. So it would explain why we had the sell-off first thing when the markets open today, and big deal. So we've been on this channel very, very bullish on Solana, going in heavy since 20 bucks. And so we're up basically 10x on a blue chip. Bravo for all of you guys who have been here watching that. And, where can Solana head? Well, we've been talking on this channel for a while now about the overwhelming amount of evidence. It's not just recently in this data you'll see soon, but there's a lot of reasons why Solana is getting so much attention right now. And I think still, me personally, even at a 90 million circulating supply, 116 fully diluted, this thing could potentially still do a 5x in this bull market, right? I think a lot of people think that's crazy, but I also think that a lot of people are skeptical about how high we go in this bull market too. Anyway, I don't think that you're going to make life-changing gains with Solana, but when you're looking to allocate to blue chips, the more secure, less risky plays, Solana is probably going to outperform ETH. It'll probably outperform Bitcoin, maybe. Where is Bitcoin? It's 60. I mean, maybe they're close, or maybe it will probably outperform Bitcoin. So for me, I have been reallocating, and I'm making a big decision here I haven't made yet on, do I want to sell a majority of my ETH and buy more Solana? I think that would be a smart thing to do, because once you start using Solana ecosystem cheap and fast and smooth, and exchanges, DEX aggregators like Jupiter, it just sucks to go back to Ethereum. But Ethereum layer 2s aren't that bad, right? And with like Chainlink CCIP now functioning, it makes that ecosystem much more tolerable. So haven't given up total hope yet. Weighing the options here. Over the past 24 hours, the DEX volume on Solana has surpassed Ethereum and all layer 2s combined. Absolutely insane. And also you can see the Google Trends search, Solana flips Ethereum for the first time in forever. These are Marty Party says these 3 indicators right here are essentially showing us Solana's power, like what it's doing. And you can see Solana versus Bitcoin just broke out, right? Now it's in price discovery. Solana versus ETH just broke out, price discovery, and Solana dominance. Like, these are just insanely bullish charts that any trader would be insane to trade against. Again, that's why, I think heavily allocated in Solana is a good idea. Don't fight the trend. And this is super interesting, right? So are we ready for Solana flipping Ethereum and daily fee discussion? Now, this would be insane if it happens. Why? And it's not there yet, right? Ethereum daily fees, $12.8 million. Solana, almost $4 million. But the crazy part is that fees on Solana are like 100 times cheaper. So like you can imagine there's exponentially more action happening on Solana, obviously, especially recently with this meme coin fiasco. So Joe McCann over here gives his thesis on why SOL is going to 1 trillion. I have zero doubt in my mind SOL is going to 1 trillion market cap. The only question is it going to happen in this bull run or the next one? It will happen inevitably, right? And that's a 5x from here, essentially, on the fully diluted, which is very feasible. So there you go. Solid blue chip, Solana, been bullish, it's $20. Let's go. So I have been hearing a lot today. We discussed this book of memes and this kind of new meta, right? This kind of like Solana pre-sale meta, right? And a lot of people I've heard today comparing it to kind of like the ICO season of 2017. I don't tend to like that analogy too much, as it did function kind of the same, but in 2017, everyone who was doing an ICO was promising to build some sort of life-changing technology. And so there was due diligence involved. Like, it really seemed like, people were doing sophisticated kind of due diligence, at least the influencers and stuff, right? This, to me, feels more like the NFT run of last cycle, where at first you had some really kind of innovative, creative NFT communities that were built, right? You had like the Punks and the Bored Apes and whatnot, Cyberkongs. And then and those took off like crazy. And then you had the Mania, where, all kinds of influencers shilling the next NFT collection. And eventually they weren't even trying to hide it anymore, that it was just flipping on each other. And it was just a game, a big casino game of who's left holding the bag, essentially. And that's exactly what I feel like is happening right now, especially with the Solana pre-sale narrative, right? And we'll get into that in just a second. But Meme coin trading volume hit $80 billion this week. Either a local top or a new paradigm. I think it's a new paradigm, but not new. We've been talking about this for a while, right? That meme coins are here to stay. That's why I've got my big bags placed on Pepe and WIF, of course. Biggest one is WIF. You want to be in the right ecosystem where the memes exist, right? No one wants to pay, $100 in gas to buy $10 of meme coins. So, this is the narrative. This is the meta that people are talking about. This is what Book of Memes and some other ones did. Basically, over the past few days, there's been $100 million in pre-sales that have been raised for these different projects, and some of them have been rugs, and a lot of them have similar charts. The first one was Book of Memes. Now, I saw this thing here, right, at like $350 million valuation. And I just went, what the hell is going on? No website, no real X account. The only X account you had was the artist's Twitter account, which we'll show you right now. Dark Farms, which, okay, so he makes art. It's cool art, meme art. Like that's cool. Like I like his art. But I just couldn't understand the amount of volume by the time I had seen it. And like the exchange listings were already lining up. I had seen it. I mean, not that long, right? I mean, it was the next day, but anyway, nice thing about Bird Eye. I love Bird Eye when you're looking at things for Solana. It's really awesome. There's another video I can go into all the tools, but you can go explore over here, like lots of cool stuff. It works on other chains too, but I find that there's not a lot of great tools for Solana, so it's quite perfect for that. Now, I couldn't find a website anywhere, but then I came here to Bird Eye. I saw this URL over here. I said, what the heck is that? And then I found out that was a website. So this is the link to the website. I'm pretty sure that it's on. The reason it's so weird is because it's stored permanently on Arweave, the blockchain Arweave, versus on like a normal web server. So before I aped into this, I started reading this, and what I realized was that this is kind of not an ETF, but this is kind of a memorialization of the great memes permanently on blockchain to kind of like cement in permanently, immutably this period of time in history when memes were part of our culture, and they became even bigger part of our culture. And now that is it is done deal, right? It is part of our culture in crypto, and that extends out to everyday people. Because when I was in New York at a bear market, I asked people if they had Bitcoin, and nope, but everyone had Doge and SHIB. That was before Pepe and WIF came along. And so I started looking at this. I thought, okay, that's a cool idea. And on here, you have quite a bit of actual like promises to do some stuff, right? Many useful tools we published in Book of Meme, a DeFi, meme enhancer, blah, 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 clip art gallery, et cetera, et cetera. But mainly, this was it. This was the address that people could send SOL to. Not a lot of people knew about it. I sure didn't. So I looked at it and I thought, well, I can see this. This is kind of like, if you want exposure to the entire meme narrative, then this is the token you buy. And that's why I aped in. And on Bird Eye, if you connect your wallet, you can see your buys and your sells. So I aped in over here, and I told the community, you guys in the VVIP group over here. And I do this because I like to show my trades. A lot of other people don't, and I like to be fully transparent. So you can see I started buying, fairly aggressively here at 0.005. And what's the price now? Where is it? Yeah, so that was I started buying a 2x lower than here, right? And you can see on this time frame here, I had these 3 buys. That's at 0.006. 0.006, 0.005, and then later I bought more, 0.06, 0.06, 67, 0.067. So still, even from today, profits, right? And then the last ones I bought over here at 0.008, 0.088, 0.008, right? So all of these buys are still cheaper than what the price is right now. But then shortly after I bought, you know, like, and this is an hour time. This is the hour time frame. So you can see 1, 2, I bought over the course of 3 hours. As I started seeing this thing go more viral, I noticed there was like, you know, 50,000 wallet holders, whatever, more listings. And you know, this thing hit $2.5 billion of trading volume on the first day. And of course, Binance listing happened on like the second day, which is never unheard of. And I should have known better. But, you know, with when it listed on Binance, it was just a small correction, boom, back up. And I thought that this was going to be the same situation here. You know, and I'll show you right here. So I'll break down the whole thing for you. So you can see here on March 15th I shared the link at 9:06 p.m. my time. And I said, this is crazy AF. I'm aping hard. But if it's a rug, I'm losing a lot of money. So you can see by the time I shared this, I personally had fairly high conviction that this was something crazy. It's super degen, warning people, but what the fuck? I've never seen anything like this before. And then you can see not only did I buy spot, but I also 10x long. And then that was at 10:18, just 18 minutes later, boom, 186% up. So I made money on the longs. And then, so that was the 15th. And then on the 17th, I think over the weekend, I shared this with my, just giving you guys some insight, like kind of the stuff I share in here. You can see that we talked about Bink, you know, Bonk's sister, and Ansem, how he shares a clue here. So I shared this. It was like I don't know, it was quite a small market cap. And then since I mentioned this, I think it went up like 6x, and now it's corrected a bit with the whole market correcting. But guys, this could be the next one. Guys, this next one could be big or absolutely nothing, right? I still don't know if Ansem's clue is going to lead to this Bink thing being, but I haven't sold anything yet, hoping that it's a moon bag. And then here you go. This is today, right? 8:27 or yesterday, whatever, 8:27 p.m., right? And so I took a screenshot and I said, I'm out, right? And so in 3 sells, I sold everything. And let me go back and show you on the chart. But let me read to you quick what I said in here. And I said, well, that was an interesting ride. Exited my entire position of boom. I should have known better after the Binance would sell off, but I thought there was too much momentum behind it, like whiff, and would keep going. Lesson learned. Had no idea this insanity would follow, where all liquidity being sucked by new SOL pre-sales. I will cover it on the show tonight. That's now. Luckily, we were in boom early enough to still be in good profit, as you can see from the pick above. I think if this insanity didn't follow boom, could have pushed a lot higher, but too many new things taking attention away. Everyone trying to get rich quick, total mania. I still think boom maybe comes back, but too risky for me now to know for sure. It sure was clever. Will likely roll profits into whiff, already have a big bag, but there's no way to copy whiff successfully. And in my opinion, it continues to show strength, and it will reign supreme in the cycle. Solana clearly the chain of choice, and whiff represents at least whiff represents it, at least for now. Insane shit. So this is 10 hours ago, and you're getting it now. When I'm recording this, you probably won't see this video for another 2 hours or something. So you can see, being in part of the VVIP group, you get alpha early, at least you get to know what I'm doing. And I try to do it in real time. Now, as you can see, the highest price I paid for anything over here was 0.0086. And I still sold everything for, let's see, 0.0012, right? So still up at least almost 30% on the worst case, but in the best case, 0.0056 to 2.5x, right? 250% or whatever. And so I went pretty heavy with quite a lot of volume. I ended up walking away with quite a bit of profits on this trade. I just kept watching it go down and down and down, and then I just said, like, that was too crazy for me to not take profits out, and I don't know where it's going. And in particular, like I said in the group, if there wasn't all these crazy, like the memes just literally right after, you know, it wasn't 10, 12 hours after I bought in this thing that, you know, the next pre-sale opened up where they raised a bunch of Solana, and just this narrative went crazy over the past 36 hours. And so not only did you have the Binance sell off, and I literally right here, like it felt like whiff to me. Like this felt like, okay, there was a sell-off, boom, we're back in. I opened a long here. I closed it or got liquidated real quick. It wasn't an aggressive one, but that's what happened. And I still had all my spot position, just watching to see what would happen, waiting. That, okay, well, maybe now it's going to pick up now because, but then, you know, then I saw all of this pre-sale, all the attention, everyone taking, this happened far too quickly for people to build a loyal community. Now they might, because there's still 71,000 holders of this. And I think if everything we're about to talk to here today from this new meme coin meta, this OG is like the likely one that will come back. But for now, I'm gonna sit on the sidelines and wait and watch and see what happens, because you can see I sold over here, and I'm glad I did, because it's coming back down now. Still 2x above where I initially bought it, but I'm glad I took my profit when I did. So then this thing pops up, SLERF, and they raised, I don't even know what, like 30 mil or something like that. And right when he's about to launch, he goes, the developer, guys, I fucked up. I burned the LP and the tokens that were set aside for the airdrop. Mint authority is already revoked, so I cannot mint them. There's nothing I can do to fix this. I'm so fucking sorry. Basically, everyone who participated in the presale got rugged. And for some reason, the community anyway loved this idea that there was no presale airdrop. So they just started buying from the LP, from the pool, which would have been amazing if you kind of like had known that. And of course, this thing also broke USDT trading volume. I think $1.5 billion in trading volume. Unbelievable. And the chart looks like this. Now, this one's not as bad as I'm about to show you. And if you were in early, you're still up 500% or whatever if you managed to get into that super early. And it's still sitting at $237 million market cap and seems to have, you know, at least stabilized, not bleeding anymore, right? So this one actually not bad. You know, I think one of the things that actually went right, unfortunately for the people who participated in the presale, is they didn't get their tokens. And so this was more of a fair launch, actually people sacrificed a lot, many millions for this to happen, for a lot of other people to make money. Unfortunately or fortunately, sucks for some people, great for other people. And then you have, so then after that, then you had another project that launched, and it was a 30 million that was closed in 25 minutes, $1.2 million every minute. I clicked the link, and it doesn't exist. I don't know if they rugged or whatever. And then now you have more meme coin mania, Elon, Shilling, happy St. Patrick's Day. And if you zoom in, you see all the little Doge coins behind him, more Shilling of Doge. But also you notice, guys, guess what all the dogs are with? A hat. And the point I want to make is this, like, am I playing this pre-sale Solana meta? No, I personally don't have time. I don't have time. This is what the chart looks like. This is another chart. This is nostalgia. This is Snap, right? The alligator one or whatever. And there's a lot of people, guys, who bought up here and 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 here. I read a lot of stories today about a lot of people who lost a lot of money in these things. So unless you have a lot of time to sit back and trade these things, get in early, which if you do, great. Like, you could probably make a lot of money. They're pumping like crazy. I do think this pre-sale meta of the memes is probably not going to survive much longer. I don't think anyone will replicate what happened with Bomb exactly, but memes for sure will. And I will continue to hunt for them for you guys. And we've done really, really well so far. Had some big successes and a couple that didn't go so well, but that's the game of crypto. You can see my favorite one, as you know, might be two favorite ones actually, are now I think Pepe just came, but like they're coming back and forth with each other, right? But that's amazing that with essentially flipped Pepe for a while, and it might be right now, depending on when you watch this video, they're like neck and neck. but I hold sufficient bags of each. Of course, with much more because I already made a lot of money on Pepe back when it launched in the earlier days on that trade that I made that actually Looks on Chain reported that trade. So, it's crazy that they're number 40, number 41. My gut feeling tells me that, and this is a little bit of insight into the future. So GCR is the guy that's famous for betting, I think Balaji or something, or someone that, I don't know, like a $10 million or $1 million bet or whatever. And he won this bet. He's kind of famous for predicting stuff. And he bought the NFT picture of the original Dogwifhat for $4.3 million. And Free Electron says his thesis is probably that this is what GCR is thinking. I buy this thing for like $4.3 million. I wait, that WIF becomes a $100 billion token, and I sell that image to a WIF millionaire for 50 to 100 million at peak bull. Makes sense. If I wouldn't buy that picture for 50 or 100 million, but I'm hoping that it goes 100 billion so that that would even be possible potentially. Just on WIF alone. It's up insane, guys, since we first started talking about it. Again, the first call was in the VVIP group and then later that night on the YouTube video. I see comments on X and in the videos about paid. We have the many new executives on the paid team helping out. A lot of really bullish things happening. And we are in the middle of a 2-week intensive workshop. And we're going over a lot of really great stuff that I'm really excited for. And Thursday, I'm doing an AMA with Justin, who's one of our new general managers over here. We've hired some amazing people, and we've got some great things lined up. So make sure, if you're curious, you tune in. I will be streaming live here on the YouTube channel, and then also we're going to do it on the paid network Twitter space as well. We'll be good. Come with questions. Also, if you have questions, guys, go to the tweet here on paid network and ask your questions down here. And I'll be sure to try to answer them on the AMA. And I also want to address this as well. So Closed AI, I talked about it, and I thought I found a really solid lead. No one else was talking about it. I used this tool over here, Kaito, and I'll show you exactly what happened. Like, this is Kaito. It's all AI analytics, like Nansen, whatever. And I really like this feature over here called Smart Following. And you can see over here on Smart Following, you have 95 what the AI and these guys predict to be like people that are really well versed in the space, people you want to follow. And so I look at this Closed AI, like I look at the rest of these things and said, what is this? And then there's 95 of these very smart people, and I read it off to you guys in the video. And then I went to the website and I said, this doesn't look that interesting, but I guess I could see how there's a lot of pushback, especially from Elon, about Closed AI. And so I thought I found a gem, right? And then this happened. I don't remember the price. And then a lot of guys are asking if it was a rug. Well, it's not a rug. A rug would be when they pull liquidity. You can see that this is actually liquidity is locked for 10 years, right? 85% of it. So liquidity's there. There's not a rug. Will this thing pump again? I don't know. There's some facts here that we can talk about. One, it's down a lot since I talked about it. I didn't sell a token. I'm not going to sell a token at this point. It would be dumb for me anyway. It just makes no sense. Is there something bigger going on here with all these big accounts following it? Because you go to other meme coins, you don't have 95 of what they deem to be super, gigabrains following them. So was it just a clever name for something, Closed AI, and people thought maybe it's going to be more interesting? Or is there something cooking on this thing? I don't know. But it wasn't necessarily a rug. What has likely happened here is that the people it was probably sniped because it's an interesting name, right? Closed AI versus Open AI. So meme hunters, snipers probably sniped a bunch of liquidity at launch, and they probably, sold off all the way over here. No idea if the team's still holding tokens, but they are tweeting, right? They are tweeting. You can see Closed AI just 18 hours ago made some tweets, right? Officially listed on CoinGecko. So they're still doing stuff. If it was a rug, they would just be gone. So I wouldn't say I'm completely bullish and totally optimistic, but I haven't discounted this one out yet. So obviously, guys, you know, it's always encourage you guys to do your own research. Our hit ratio is pretty good for what we call. Obviously, they don't always go that well, but I wanted to address that for you guys, just so you know. Like literally, I haven't sold a token, and at this point, I'm just gonna hope it comes back for Valhalla. Okay, so let's get into a couple projects. AIOZ, you guys know I talk about quite a bit, and for good reason. I made this post, and it was just essentially because there's a lot of you guys out there who are buying these like AI tokens that are just like ChatGPT wrappers or something. This is Ermin, the founder from AIOZ. You can see that he was at the conference that's happening right now, the NVIDIA GTC conference in 2019, and you can see from this picture here, AIOZ was already a thing back then. This is Ermin over here. And when I met Ermin and they did their launch on paid Launchpad, I think he said he had already been building AIOZ for like 4 or 5 years. So this thing has been in the works for a long time, and now it's ready to like go, right? Live. Layer 1 blockchain, AI narrative, DePIN narrative, and the supply is all in circulation, so no more VCs selling their tokens, or no more ecosystem growth tokens, no more real inflation. There is inflation because it's a layer 1, but it's minuscule compared to what you would get when you have token unlocks from investors or advisors or whatever. So I like this pullback. I can't believe that we can see something that covers, you know, render but better. You know, something like a bit tensor in a way. It's also IPFS or Arweave for like decentralized storage. And they also built decentralized solutions for basically everything that Amazon makes their money off of, like Web3 hosting, Web3 streaming, all these kinds of things in a decentralized way where it's got a closed loop circular token economy. And I love to see this. This is up 86 times from the price that we launched it on paid network. And I'm looking to do a lot more projects like this in the future that have solid tech where you want to hold these things long term. Of course, you could have stacked this thing in the bear market and made a killing. Look at this, all the way down to a penny and a half. But anyway, I think that if you look at some competitors or some things you can compare to, some other layer one, you know, Cosmos with EVM, super fast. But then you also do the DePIN narrative, decentralized compute, the AI, it's so many things in one. It checks all these boxes and it's real. Docs team, super serious, big partnerships already. And for under $1 billion, fully diluted, this thing, for me, I think this thing has, 20 to 40x in this run. I've been stacking the whole time, accumulating more. Very, very bullish on AIOZ. And go follow them on X. Read this recent article about the W3 AI. You can see how they use DePIN and AI on the AIOZ blockchain. Obviously, I'm not going to read it to you now. The other one, guys, is Synesis 1. Now, I'm bringing this up because we invested into this, and I just think that it's not getting enough exposure because it's like again, something that's really working. It's on Solana. It is training AI. You get to basically play games to earn crypto and train AI models. So this is Synesis 1, SNS. Full disclosure, of course, I am an investor. You can see our logo here. But to show you that there's some real stuff going on here, well, first of all, look at this chart. It looks pretty bullish, and you might think, whoa, 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 Kyle, it already pumped. Remember, wipe that vocabulary from your mind. Just because something has pumped a little bit doesn't mean it doesn't have an enormous amount to still pump. It's a $69 million market cap, right? 130 fully diluted. And you can see that everything's going in the right direction here. More volume, better price, up 300% in the last month. But still, what I would consider a fairly low market cap for a fully functioning AI product that actually is generating revenue. Look, February 1st, I posted, curious about how the data collected from our community is used by AI companies. This video showcases Mind AI's human logic engine powered by thousands of data points sourced through our community on Solana with full transparency and provenance of the data on chain. And you can see this video here. So it's legit, which I love. I love to see working products, good teams. Obviously, we did due diligence. You saw all the other investors that invested in it as well. So you can have some good confidence in this one. Again, I just think it's undervalued at this stage. Not financial advice, of course. Just want to have some gems in here for you guys. And with that being said, guys, that's going to wrap it up. I hope that you have an amazing day, evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. I will catch you on the next one. See you guys. Bye-bye.